In the name of Allah, welcome and let's complete our grammar. Today we are going to talk about the past continuous, the past continuous tense. We have the form of the tense, the form of the past continuous. The past continuous is similar to the past simple, but there is a big difference between the two tenses. We have the form, we form it with was or were plus verb ing. We add verb ing was aware plus verb ing. Verb ing means the fourth conjugation of the verb, التصريف الرابع. Strange. When some students say التصريف الرابع, we have the first conjugation الأول, the second, the third, the fourth. The fourth, we take was singular. I was, Hani was, singular was. Where with plural, and you were, they were, the boys were, plus verb ing. This is the form. The form was aware plus verb ing. Was aware verb to be. The meaning of the past continuous. The meaning. First, the past continuous refer to an action that was happening in a specific time in the past. When I describe an action, وصف حدث كان مستمرا. An action was happening in a specific time. وصف حدث كان مستمرا in a specific time in the past في الماضي. وصف حدث كان مستمرا في وقت محدد في الماضي. An action that was happening in a specific time in the past. Sammy was studying. Yesterday morning, yesterday evening, yesterday afternoon, yesterday from 5 to 9. Yesterday, Sammy was studying in a specific time. Was studying from 5 to 9, just at this time. Sammy was studying yesterday from 5 to 9. يبقى ده one action that was happening in a specific time from 5 to 9. It also means a long action, حدث طويل, that was interrupted by a short action. A long action that was interrupted by a short action. حدث طويل قطعه حدث قصير. Look at this example. While I was sleeping, my wife knocked on the door. While I was sleeping, my wife knocked on the door. This sentence means I was sleeping when my wife knocked on the door. After that, we will have the keywords. Keywords of the past continuous. The keywords. The words which tell me that in this sentence there is past continuous. Yes. 1. We have the word yesterday, yesterday. Last anything, last Monday. Plus specific time, specific time. Yesterday plus last plus وقت محدد. Yes. We have all زائد past word, past word. ماضي, all زائد ماضي. We have yesterday plus a limited time. Yesterday at 7. Yesterday from 10 to 12. Last Monday evening. All yesterday. We have past continuous. We have if I find yesterday plus specific time, last plus specific time, I choose was or were plus verb ing. Past continuous. All. We have a sentence. All last night. All last night. It was raining. All last night it was raining. It was raining all last night. It was raining all last night. The second keyword we have while. While, the word while. While is a connector. Connect two sentences. While or as or just as. The same. While or as, just as. We have two interrupted action. An action was interrupted by another action. Long action, الأولاني هيبقى طويل. The first one. Long action was or were plus verb ing. The second is past simple. Past simple, verb plus ed or irregular verb. Look at the example. As we were eating, the bell rang. The bell rang. As we were eating. The keyword is as we were eating, the bell rang. Past simple. Rang irregular verb because it didn't take ed. Rang, ring, rang. The bell rang. Three keywords. Three of the keywords. When. When we have also two interrupted action. When past simple verb ed. طبعا مش كل الأفعال. Not all verbs take ed. There are irregular verbs. Verb ed we have a past continuous. Was or were plus ing. Past continuous. Let's take an example for when. When Shadi saw me, I was going to the gym. Look at the example. When Shadi saw me, I was going to the gym. When Shadi saw me, I was going to the gym. We have some notes for this tense. We have some notes. لاحظ or notice. Take care of this. هنقول number one. We have what is the difference between while and during. While and during. While is followed by while بيجي وراها sentence جملة بتبقى past continuous or verb ing. While is followed by a sentence past continuous or verb ing. During is followed by noun, a noun. Yes. But while or during. The party, space the party. I met دينا أثناء الحفلة. طبعا أنت مش هتقول بينما الحفلة. Not convenient. During the party. During because during is followed by noun. During the party I met. This is a noun. During the party. Number 2. Notice. We have when and on. When, on. When plus بيجي وراها sentence ماضي بسيط. طبعا جملة بتبقى past simple. But on is followed by verb ing. On followed by ing. Meeting علي. Meeting علي. He was shopping. When I met Ali, he was shopping, but on meeting Ali. On is followed by ing. هنقول بقى if the two actions aren't interrupted, we use both the verbs in past continuous. إذا لم يتقاطع الحدثين. إذا لم يتقاطع الحدثين. إذا لم يتقاطع الحدثين فالإثنان ماضي مستمر. فالإثنان بيبقوا ماضي مستمر. If the two actions aren't interrupted, there is no relation between the two actions. They aren't interrupted at all. While I was reading, my dad was watching the news. My dad was watching the news. I was reading in my room and my dad was watching the news in the hall. These actions are not interrupted. الاثنين ماضي مستمر ما تقطعوش. While I was reading, my dad was watching the news. 4. When a person are doing two actions at the same time. عندما نفس الشخص the same person يفعل شيئين في نفس الوقت at the same time. When the same person in the past a person was doing two things at the same time. طبعا the two actions are past continuous. يكون الحدثان أو الحدثين ماضي مستمر. We have this with at the same time. Or simultaneously. في نفس الوقت. At the same time means في نفس الوقت. At the same time. We have past continuous here and past continuous here. The two are past continuous. هنا past continuous. We have here past continuous. Let's take an example. He was studying. At the same time or simultaneously. This is past continuous. at the same time or simultaneously at the same time. At the same time. He was listening to the radio. Number 5, the last thing, we have the passive with the past continuous. Passive, the last thing. The passive with the past continuous. The passive we have object. أجيب الأوبجكت الأول. We get was or were plus being. Was or were plus being. Being in the passive form. We use was our being, el BB plus BB. I can say buy if I need, buy فلان. My room was being clean. My room was being cleaned. My room was being cleaned when I arrived. When I arrived, my room was being cleaned. This means that somebody was cleaning my room. So my room was being cleaned when I arrived. Now I have just finished the past continuous, and now I'm going to give you some questions, and I want you to think about the answers. We choose the best answer. Please try to think with me. It all last Monday. Was snowing. I know that you know the answer. It was snowing. Why? Why I chose was snowing? All last Monday. All plus past. I choose past continuous. Was snowing. Number 2. They, me, while I was crossing the road. We know the keyword while. While is followed by past continuous, but it is preceded by past simple. They call the best answer call. They called me while I was crossing the road. 3. Sonia busy all yesterday. All yesterday. We have the keyword all. Here we have the keyword all yesterday. This is difficult because some students will choose was being because they apply the rule. Was plus Sonia take was plus ing, but this is wrong. Was being, that is wrong. Just was, because verb to be, we can't use verb to be in the past continuous. We should was. Sonia was busy all listening. كانت. ما قلتش was being. Was being when I choose any other verb, not auxiliary verb like was. So I say Sonia was busy all yesterday. The field, number 4, the field when it began to rain. We have the keyword when followed by past simple, so we need past continuous, but this is passive. The field, ما قلتش the farmer. I started with the field, the object. The field was being irrigated. The field was being irrigated. The field was being irrigated when it began to rain. Reaching number 5, reaching my flat, the kids were making noise. We have ing, so we choose on reaching. Once followed by a sentence, when it's followed by a sentence. While during the play, I laughed a lot. The play المسرحية, noun. The play is a noun, so we use during. During is followed by a noun. During, Sonia was cleaning the flat. She was singing at the same time because Sonia was doing 2 things simultaneously at the same time. Sonia was cleaning the flat and she was singing at the same time. It, as they were in the lift, the light is followed by past continuous, but we have here verb to be. Verb to be, I said before, like number 3, Sonia was just was. Just were. As they were in the left, the light went out. ماضي بسيط. Past simple. Now I have just finished. Till we meet again very soon with the past perfect.